Wanted to make a quick video or a vlog about a question I've been getting a lot on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, all the social media platforms. The question is, does wrapping your elbows give you more strength to do on bench press, or does it help your lifts on bench press? This is something that's being done, or elbow sleeves too, which is kind of asked back. I do knee sleeves on my elbows. I don't use elbow sleeves, I use knee sleeves. But does the elbow sleeves or do wraps help you on your bench press, or just wrapping your elbows? So people like Larry Wheels have made that kind of popular. Every time he hits a bigger weight, his elbows are wrapped. So I'll answer it like this. So it's more of a safety precaution, but yes, it does put weight on your bench press. If I were to roughly estimate how much, with my experience dealing with like 600-pound bench pressers and 500-pound bench pressers, the average that the wrapping your elbow gives you, I would say in between 20 to 30 pounds. And that's realistic. That's actually how much that's gonna give you. That compression that it gives you down the bottom, also depending on how hard you're wrapping around your elbows. But there's a reason why you're not allowed to use elbow wraps or anything like that in competition, because it actually will give you more punch out the bottom and it will help you lock out the weight a little bit easier. It's just taking that more, the stability variable out of the elbow, out of this smaller joint right here, and it actually casts it in a way that it's able to handle way more weight, and especially in the down position because it's more compressed. But there's also a reason why there's two categories in powerlifting, from knee wraps to knee sleeves. A good knee sleeve, like a SBD sleeve, will give you anywhere on an athlete 15 to 30 pounds on a squat. So if you take wraps, and if someone's wrapping their knees, that will actually give you, if you have a really good wrapper and someone that really knows your squat, it should give you anywhere between 60 to 80 to 90 pounds. I've seen it give guys upwards towards 100 pounds that when they find their right wraps, the kind of wraps that they're best using, that complements their squat. So if they're like more stretchy wraps, if they're a rebound squatter, or if they're a more wider squatter, they use casting style wraps, which are different style of wraps. But those things do add weight when you're pressing or when you're squatting. They have different categories in powerlifting. Well, at least for squats it does. For bench press, you're not even allowed to touch them. You're not allowed to put anything on your elbows. And even sleeves. I mean, I wear sleeves to keep warmth, and it's more injury prevention, because if my joints are warm, then they're less likely to tear, or any minor injury will happen with that being on my elbows. You can use lighter wraps or lighter elbow sleeves, like I think the Ray-Bans, I don't know how you say it, Ray-Bans, they're like an older brand. If you use those elbow sleeves, they'll help a lot less. But since I do use SBD knee sleeves, which is more of the stronger, in my opinion, stronger knee sleeves, it will actually put on my bench press like maybe 10 to 15 pounds. And if it's not putting on 10 to 15 pounds, it's just keeping my joints warm enough to handle better weight or more weight at the end of my sets or whatever. So it does help. I wouldn't say that it is a total attribute to someone doing a weight, but I mean, you've seen Larry Wheels use it, 600-700 pound bench presses. At that point, does it help enough for him to go from like 600 to 700 pounds? Not at all. Anyone who's doing that type of weight is already that strong. They just want an added extra element to maybe make them feel a little more comfortable, or to just help with a little bit of stability in the bottom, or just for a little more pop at the bottom. At the end of the day, they're actually still doing that weight, and the body's feeling that overload. But I don't use wraps as an overload thing, because even if you wrap your elbows, it changes your form. You're not able to get the elbow as deep on the pressing, and in your squats, it changes your squat form completely. The bar path changes, the way you come down and push against the wraps change, opposed to if you're wearing sleeves or whatever. So hopefully this helps, because I have been getting this question a lot, because people want to identify, is that person cheating? Is that person cheating for wrapping their elbows? And I mean, I wouldn't look at it like that. I don't think it's cheating. I think someone's just taking an extra precautionary element and adding it so that they can, one, be safer, and be safer handling heavier weights. I think that's the most important attribute of the whole thing. Strongmen are allowed to use elbow sleeves. I'm not sure if they're allowed to use wraps, but I've seen people use wraps around their arms when they're like doing Atlas stones or whatever. But in powerlifting, we're talking specifically powerlifting and what is inside the rules of what you can do in a powerlifting meet, or to get 3 white lights at a competition. Can't use elbow sleeves, can't use elbow wraps. And if you are doing elbows, or if you're doing knee sleeves, it has to be in a raw category opposed to the raw classic category, which you have to wrap your knees. Hopefully this helps.